Evening light slipped through the village hall windows, painting the wooden floor gold. Outside, neighbors finished their work while fresh bread scented the air. Inside, Timmy Tinker stood on the stage, surrounded by wires, buttons, tubes, and tools. At the center of the table sat his newest invention, a wooden soundbox with a silver horn and glowing dial. Built for story hour, it could transform any voice. A whisper might become a roar, a bark, an official announcement, and a serious speech, a cheerful song. Chubby Max arrived before the doors opened and asked whether the device was safe. Timmy said it had passed almost every test. Max paused at the word almost, but curiosity won. Buddy Popcorn trotted in, sniffed the wires, and wagged his tail. Max leaned toward the horn and said, "Welcome to Story Night." Nothing happened. Then the box shook, the dial flashed, and a deep elderly voice thundered through the hall. Max nearly fell backward while Buddy barked at the sound. Their laughter attracted the village chief. Timmy proudly explained the invention and invited him to try it. The chief stood tall and delivered a dignified greeting. Instead of his usual powerful tone, a tiny chirping voice fluttered from the horn. Everyone imagined a little bird wearing the chief's hat, and even he began to smile. Buddy was next. He placed his paws on the table and gave one sharp bark. The machine hummed, clicked, and replied in a formal tone. "Attention, citizens. The evening program will begin shortly." Max laughed until tears filled his eyes. Timmy quickly wrote down the result, delighted that the box could transform animal sounds too. Word spread, and neighbors filled the hall. The baker sounded like a sleepy giant, the gardener like a squeaky toy, and a shy child like a brave explorer calling from a mountain. Every new voice brought laughter. Then the green dial began to flicker. The box coughed out silver smoke. Before Timmy could reach the switch, it announced, "This is the finest cake I have ever tasted." The voice sounded like the village chief. The baker bowed proudly, unaware that the compliment was only an old recording. A moment later, Buddy's voice demanded, "Who took my slippers?" Every villager turned toward the dog. Buddy tilted his head in confusion. He had never owned slippers. The hall erupted in laughter as the machine mixed old recordings, borrowed voices, and unfinished sentences. Timmy realized that the box had stored every sound and was now playing them at random. He asked everyone to step back while he opened a panel beneath the dial. Inside, a loose wire trembled beside a brass screw. Max held a lantern steady, the chief calmed the crowd, and Buddy watched like an official assistant. With one twist, Timmy tightened the screw and reconnected the wire. The flickering stopped, the smoke disappeared, and the dial returned to a gentle glow. Timmy tested the machine with a greeting. This time, it repeated his words in a clear storyteller's voice. The villagers cheered, and story hour finally began. Timmy lowered the lights and used the repaired box to bring the tale to life. A quiet sentence became the whisper of an ancient forest. A hero's promise rang through the hall like a bell. A tiny mouse became a grand speaker, while a gentle breeze seemed to sing from the silver horn. The villagers leaned forward, enchanted. When the final tale ended, everyone applauded. Buddy woke with a stretch and joined the celebration with a happy bark. This time, the machine was switched off, so the bark remained exactly as it should be. The natural sound made everyone laugh again. Outside, the sky deepened from amber to violet. Timmy and Max packed the wires, polished the horn, and placed the box in a padded case. The village chief thanked them and reminded the crowd that voices were powerful. A faulty machine could mix up words, but people could also misunderstand one another when they spoke without care. Timmy understood the lesson. Inventions needed careful testing, and words needed equal attention. Max agreed that messages shared with the wider world should be clear, honest, and kind. They promised to improve the box before its next performance. One by one, the villagers returned home. The baker carried his empty tray, still pleased by the accidental compliment. Children repeated their favorite transformed voices along the path. Soon, the hall became quiet, holding only the memory of laughter in its wooden walls. Buddy trotted around the stage while Timmy and Max swept the floor and arranged the chairs. A cool breeze entered through the open window, carrying the scent of night flowers. When the work was finished, the three friends sat on the porch and looked across the peaceful village. Stars appeared above the rooftops, and crickets began their evening song. Buddy rested his head against Max's shoe and sighed contentedly. Timmy placed the wooden case beside him, already imagining safer switches, clearer controls, and new voices for the next story night. At last, the friends followed the gravel path home beneath the silver moonlight. Behind them, the hall lights blinked out one by one. The village settled into silence. The sound box was quiet now, but the joy it created lingered in the night air, reminding everyone that the best inventions help friends laugh, listen, learn, and come together.